All right, guys, it's time for the Chicago Blackhawks 2025-26 season preview. This one is a tough one. I honestly don't even know where to start with this team, Jaden. It's been a rough few years. Even after getting Connor Bedard, it hasn't really gone in the northern trajectory. Although, in saying that, fun fact, they got the first overall in 2023, the second overall in 2024, and the third overall in 2025. So they're going north in some aspects. um, but yeah, unfortunately, I can't see it improving. But let's jump into the lineup. I don't know if you want to go through the projected lineup or the list of their team, as
I'll go through the
it's a
list
bit all over the place.
just because some names might not be listed there. Obviously, this team's full of prospects, so some of the names will be playing this year that I haven't listed just because of their prospects, and depends how they play and in the preseason to get a spot. But in regards to the lineup, we have Bertuzzi, Burakovsky, Teravainen, Felino, Dickinson, Mikheyev, Donato, Lafferty, Lucas Reichel, Bedard, Nazar, Slager, and Dak. On defense, obviously Shea Weber's IR, Vlasic, Murthy, Levshinov, Rinzel, Korchinski, Crevier, and Kaiser. Goalies, a few goalies here actually. Knight, Brosseau, Soderblom, and Borozny. I doubt he plays because of the other three. Look, I would just note like dead cap, Seth Jones, 2.5 mil, TJ Brody, 3.2 mil. But they do have 17.6 mil in cap space, so they can add things. The thing to know, you're either 30 plus in this team, like you're looking at the top 8 here, they're all 29 to 37, or you're a baby, you're a toddler still in your mum's womb. They're that young, so it's the defense is going to be like one of the youngest. There's a 32-year-old in Connor Murphy, who's your A, and then everyone is 24 or younger. So
Yeah.
inexperience is the key word here. Obviously, there's prospect pool. There's got Frondell and other names in the prospect list to go through, but future's bright in regards to talent coming through. But for the next few years, it looks rough. Do you see them doing anything this year with this roster? Like the highest paid
No,
player on forward is 5.5 mil.
yeah, no, I can't see them doing anything. I think it'll be another bottom, probably bottom three finish. Personally, I don't see them making inroads in terms of when I look at the league. I think the Sharks are probably more geared to make improvements over the Blackhawks, and every other team in that list. Like if you go through the bottom 6 or 7 from last year, Nashville Predators most likely going to bounce back. Flyers, they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna bottom out. Bruins not gonna bottom out. Kraken not gonna bottom out. Like I just can't see the Blackhawks really performing better than any of those teams, which just sort of leads me to believe that they're probably going to finish bottom again, unless the Sharks bottom out again and don't improve. But at this point, I really do see them finishing last,
Hmm.
which isn't fantastic. I mean, especially in Bedard's contract year,
Yeah,
I think he would have probably wanted to see them heading, in a better and an improved
in a
direction. But
faster, quicker direction. Yeah.
fastest, yeah, because like it's gonna happen for this team. It is like their assets that they've got coming in. They've gotten, as we just said, third overall, second overall, first overall. They had Korchinski a few years back as seventh overall. He has been a bit up and down, but he's still got some talent. Frank Nazar, they just signed for 8 years at $6.5 million.
I think it was 7 years,
Obviously,
but I think because
that,
he's
that
got one more year on his thing. No.
no, I'm gonna. No, surely. I swear it was 8 years.
But it doesn't matter. It's a long term. Um, Look, they have a new coach in Brazil. They're bringing
Yeah.
in obviously his experience so he can develop those young kids.
Mm.
And then you've got Look, I'll just note the outs. Jonathan Taves is coming back, obviously, and then you got Kurashev who left. That's your main outs, and
Yeah.
like trades. Not much really happened in trades. They brought in Burakovsky on June, and then that was pretty much it in regards to those trades there. And then brought in Sam Lafferty for a six
Mm.
in July, and no signings really, just entry level contract signings or extensions. Um, so not much has really been added in regards to quality. And yeah, was it 7 or 8?
It was 7. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So the 8th year was obviously this year being the last year of his entry level
yeah,
contract. But still, yeah, 7 years at 6.5. It's probably an overpay for what he's done so far, but it's it's a it's a betting that he's going to be well worth that amount by the end of it. So rather than giving him a bridge deal and then having to pay him 9 or 10 mil because he's broken out, they've just
yeah.
hit the cap going
It
up.
it is
And
crazy money for a guy who's played 56 games, but
it is, but with
he's never
the fact
scored
they've
20
got
goals. Like, yeah, but
no, they've got 18 million cap space. They're going to have more cap space once some of these players come out. They're going to have more entry level coming through because of the young prospects, and the cap's only going up. So as much of an overpay as it is, it's going to work out for them. But yeah, like all I can say for this team is I'd almost want to just see them blood as many prospects as they can this year, and just it might be nine game trials. I'm not saying to go and waste first year of entry level deals and stuff like that, but um, yeah, you kind of want to see some sort of prospects. It's just growth because Connor Bedard,
you have to
obviously
give
you want to
Bedard
see
a
him.
reason to stay. Like, yeah,
Exactly, because it is his contract year. Like he is up for a contract renewal, and the one thing you don't want to be doing with him is giving like him basically saying, "No, I want a 5 by $10 million contract because I'm out the door in 5 years unless it changes." Because then it really puts a timeline on getting this right, and could put you in panic
yeah.
stations to losing
You got to
him.
be honestly trying to ink that 8 year deal right now,
Yeah.
and trying to get that worked, even if you're overpaying a mil or two, whatever like that, because it's kind of like the benchmark for your rebuild, and fast tracking that. And yeah, if he goes, then you set back a long time. And look, goalies like it's not actually a bad goalie lineup, but it doesn't matter with the defense and forward group in front of you. Even if you had Bobrovsky and stuff like that, it wouldn't have mattered, I don't think.
Mm.
The only other thing I just noticed is they have like 5.7 mil in dead cap, which is like higher than their best played forward. Um,
Yeah.
so they got more dead cap in regards to forward talent. And you look through the depth in chart in regards to projected lineups. This team needs at least two first line wingers and like honestly a really good top six, another forward, to really
Mm.
solidify this team. And that's just on the forward line. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's like 20 mil you need in forwards, and then your D's really underaged. You need a little bit
Mm.
of retooling there.
They
Goalies, you run the goalies. Yeah,
they need yeah. I think the goalies are fine. Like I think Spencer Knight, as long as he can get past his issues, great goaltender. Soderblom should be a serviceable a backup if Spencer Knight can play enough games. Then obviously you got Brossois, who's he's a very good goaltender as well, which is going to be a weird dynamic to see if all three of them play. Plus the prospect goalie coming through, his numbers have been phenomenal in juniors and coming up. So um, it would be interesting to see if they don't give him just a little bit of a taste to see what he can bring to the table, especially with a couple of these goaltenders. You could potentially trade out at the deadline if he's good enough and bring some assets in. But yeah, like the only way you can see this team performing and getting off the bottom two is those goaltenders go absolutely phenomenal, but that defense somehow plays out of its mind. Like every single young prospect just has a phenomenal year, clicks, they have a breakout season, and then the forward group is able to just string together a
The
result.
problem with that I don't like, even if this D does crazy, I don't think the forward group
Can
defensively
score enough.
does enough and offensively does enough.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's too much missing, even if one pops off, the other. Like, you're asking for a miracle for both to pop off. Obviously, you're not
Yeah.
expecting to pop off this year, but you kind of want to be fun, competitive, like
You don't
in the hunt till February type thing.
you don't want to be getting blown out.
Yeah.
Like
So yeah, I'm worried for this organization. It's been a very slow, long rebuild. Obviously, after the long success, this is what happens. But
it,
we've seen some teams have really long success and still retool and stuff pretty quickly.
yeah. I'm not overly sad for them considering
Yeah,
like only 10 years ago they won a cup.
yeah.
Like you know, if you're a Buffalo Sabres fan, I'm pretty sure you'd take this misery and a cup.
I have this misery, but I have no cup.
Yeah.
Where's my compensation? Yeah.
It's exactly right. So, yeah, there's a lot of worse positions you could be in than being a Chicago fan at the moment. I know it's doom and gloom at the moment, but they will get out of it at some point. It's gonna come. They're building assets. They've got a bucket load of prospects. They got a bucket load of picks to get more prospects. So it is gonna click eventually, but yeah, the biggest thing here is that you do have to start showing some sort of improvement and inroads, and the management also has to show some interest in bringing players in to help Bedard, because that's the biggest criticism I could probably make of this team at the moment is they've done nothing this
I
off
like
season.
Burakovsky. He's great, and that's a
Mm.
great pick to like. He's a great pick to like almost round out your team. The problem is they
Mm.
need the pinnacle
They
makers
need
that like
everything
the
else to
pillars
go
that
for
hold
it.
the team up, and they've
Mm.
only got one at the moment in Bedard on the forward line. Um,
Yep.
and that's the problem. They need a couple more pillars, and then the Burakovskis, the Bertuzzi's, and whatnot, they thrive in that middle bottom six roles.
If if you were adding Burakovsky to your second line wing or your third line wing, phenomenal. But he's coming in to basically be on the first line, kind of a dart. And I agree with you. I think Burakovsky is a fantastic player, but he's not a first line player. Like he shouldn't be on your first line
Yeah,
if you're any good. So
yeah.
yeah, I just
I
don't
just
think
don't
they've
see
done
how they
enough.
get these talent. Like they've got draft picks, but they're not going to be trading them. Um,
No,
and like the question is, as a player, are they a destination to go in free agency, or like would you waive your no trade clause to go there? No. So
you
you're
and that's the crazy thing. Like you would think that there would be some sort of want to be like Connor Bedard is going to be a phenomenal player, and you would think that he would have some sort of pull to get players to want to come to Chicago,
the
but it
problem.
just
The
doesn't
problem
seem
is
that
the
way.
team's lacking too much. There's not enough other people pulling to make that
Mm,
magnet stronger. Like,
mm,
um, yeah, it's like having a Luke Hughes or a Connor McDavid, but then having nothing else in that team.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
sure, it's great you got Connor McDavid, but at least they got Drysaitel, Nugent Hopkins, like they had Taylor Hall at one point. Like there was always pools,
yeah,
to a degree. So it's yeah, I'm just missing that pool. Obviously it's like a city that, it's controversial. Is it good to live in or not? But when you're a multimillionaire, you're always living in the high end areas.
mm,
So those kind of issues never really cross to you, and
yeah,
it's it's always been a pull for the last years. With Taves and whatnot era.
yeah.
But yeah, I think like they've been a rebuild for like I feel like 5 years.
They've
And then
been
I
in there for
feel
a
like they're
while
gonna, and
now.
then I feel like they're gonna be in it for another 5 with how
Yeah,
the team is. Like
I don't.
they got talent, but I haven't seen that step.
I feel like they've really bottomed out. Like they lost every aspect that makes a team, like, at least when most teams bottom out, they still have those players that make a team good enough. And when you add a Bedard to that, it just elevates them. So, like, you take the Penguins for example right now, right? If they were to do what everyone thinks
Yeah,
is going to happen,
when they get the
when they,
first
when
round.
when they get when they get Gavin McKenna this year, yeah, and he's playing, alongside Sidney Crosby next year. Um, but, like, like a McKenna in a Penguins, he would help elevate that team back to something. Whereas in Bedard's come into this team, but he hasn't come in with anything to help him elevate.
If
So he's
anything, it's
come in,
stripped more. Like they got rid of Seth Jones, the player. Well, at the time, we were like, "Why? What are you doing? You're going rebuild
mm,
and you're getting Seth Jones." And I think that's the problem. They've even stripped it while he's been there.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. They've gone in the wrong direction. They've done some really questionable moves, and yeah, it's unfortunately, like I said, feels like they've been in a rebuild for 5 years. Probably going to be in this position for another at least 3 to 4 years. I can't see them being competitive this year. They'd need to make some massive moves for me to think that they're going to be competitive next year. it it's not a fantastic slope, and all these prospects coming through, like, especially Shonov, he was last year's second overall. He's still going to be 2, 3, 4 years away from being an absolute stud.
yeah. Well,
It's
you
not
hit
just
your
going to
peak
happen.
like 25 plus, right? And a lot of these
Yeah,
kids are two
they're
plus
all
years away
18,
from.
19, 20.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's gonna be rough. Yeah, let us know in
Mm.
the comments what you think, Chicago fans. Are you excited with the prospects? Obviously, the prospects of this team and the prosperity going forward for it. Do you see good things in the next few years? Yeah, let us know in the comments because I can't see it right now, and I do worry that Connor Bedard, you know, another horrible season, just like, bro, I want to win. So
Yeah.
that is my concern. I don't have any more to add. There's not much more to add because
No.
it's all guessing on how well these players develop. They bring in Brazil, who's been coaching for ages. He'll help with developing these kids. So it aligns with the vision of Chicago right
Mm.
now. But other than that, it's really just waiting for these kids to grow up and
Yeah.
become big
No,
boys.
I've got nothing else to
All right.
add, man. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Yeah. Comment below what you think. But till next time, we'll catch you guys.
See you guys.